And I think that the main problem that lies here is not that BTech is not offering these things, or of course there are flaws. There are flaws in the way that they are teaching. There are flaws in the way that they are managing this course. Not just here, everywhere.
Yeah.
But there is also a reason that why you and I choose engineering, or most of the students why they choose engineering is not because they want to be engineers. They don't even know what it means to be an
Yeah,
engineer.
yeah, I do
We
agree with
just
you.
we just think it's not reality, but we think that because of lack of options, if you have taken mathematics, you have to go for engineering, and that is why you will see there are, I don't remember the exact data, but lakhs of engineers graduating every year. Everybody is getting into this rat race, getting into engineering, and that's why many colleges have opened. So every college can't give that quality of education that we are expecting. We are just hurrying into it. We are just going into beating, and after that we are deciding what we are supposed to do.
Yeah.
At that time, even professors don't want to work, waste their energy on someone who is not going to
Who's not really
work
passionate
in
about
this
this
field.
course, who's not really
Exactly.
interested into this thing. Like, I know it
So
happened with me. Like when I got into engineering, and when the second semester was about to over, I got to understand this one thing, that why did the reason that I got in engineering was simple, because I was really interested in physics, chemistry, and mathematics. I was really good at this subject, and the thing is that when you're really having a tight command in these three subjects, like people expect you to do engineering, and that's the only thing which is
exactly.
which is shown, which you see available in front of you, and you don't even know what is there in engineering once you get into it. Like, we were really confused in the beginning, that which branch to choose and everything. I don't know about you, but
Mhm.
I was really confused, because I was really interested in computer science, and I was really interested in coding and stuff, but I was not good with machines. I was not able to understand the mechanism of things like that. And the thing that occurred to me, like, a lot of people are doing mechanical engineering, it's not a big deal, and I know how to solve mechanics questions in physics, right? So mechanics was one of my favorite parts in physics. So the problem was that the problem is simple. Like, I was really interested into these subjects because I understood the concepts and I knew how to solve the questions. But engineering has nothing to do with solving questions. It has
Exactly.
everything to do with creating machines out of the mechanisms that you study, and creating
Yes.
mechanisms out of the concepts that you've studied, right? So it's
What we do
completely.
is solve questions. What we are supposed to do is solve problems. That is
Yeah.
entirely different thing. That is some
Solve.
application of that, and we lack in application.
Yeah, yeah, right. Look, solving practical problems with some creativity out of the things that you've studied in theoretical physics and sciences, right? So this is entirely different from what you've imagined when you were studying in class 11th or 12th. So it becomes a completely
Exactly.
different thing at this point. And even though we are expected to solve different numerical questions and shit, like when we give the exams of GATE or ES, but still the end result after becoming an engineer is that you're expected to solve the practical problems that are that are remaining there, right? So I think this is the problem, like the career counseling, which is supposed to be happening in the college, in the schools, when we were in intermediate and everything. That is not happening properly, I think, because people, the minds of the people, how the student think, and what sector of the brain is more like compatible with solving problem, what sort of problem, is something that people are not really paying a lot of attention to. What the Indian education system is doing right now is creating is I think is taking all the students, giving them a little set of problem, some facts to learn and everything. And after that certain point, after completing the intermediate exam, people expect them to solve the similar kind of problems or little advanced problems to get into engineering or medical. And they don't really understand, like, this is the mainstream view of education in India. Like, for the most of the
Main two
people,
divisions.
yeah, for the most of the people who avail sciences, these are the main two branches that people expect them to go. And obviously, because of the expectation, most of the people are going in these two directions. Like, they don't choose something which is out of the box. Obviously, they don't think out of the box in this scenario, because this is pretty apparent to them. Like, everybody who know how to solve mathematical problems better, they're going in engineering field, and those who understand biology well, they're going to go in medical sciences. But the fact is, once you get into it, it's completely different. And before that,
Exactly.
when you're in the when you're in school, um, um, I don't know, teachers obviously promote you to go in these fields, and they don't really pay attention to what sort of thing, what sort of problem you're going to face once you get into those courses. That's the real problem according to me. Like, just because a guy is really good at solving problems in physics, chemistry, and mathematics, it doesn't mean that he'll be able to create some mechanism out of nowhere. Like, just
Exactly.
because, yeah, the creating machines and everything, it's creativity. A lot of creativity is involved in these things. Instead of that, like, obviously, this set of like the core branches deal with creativity, but on the other hand, the people the people who are not in core branches, for example, ECE and computer sciences, they're expected to solve logical problems on analysis basis, right? Analytical, on the analytical mind. So these are completely two different sets of brain which someone has to apply in solving the problems that they're given with. So this is something that is lacking right now in the education system, in the basic, on the basic intermediate level, where this has to be like look forward to.
Actually, what I think is that at intermediate level, as you told, that teachers don't counsel at all. Wait a sec, wait a sec. Yep. So teachers don't guide us well. Actually, the thing is that what I think is that most of the teachers they themselves don't know
Yeah.
that what it happens in actually in engineering and medical, and even not with just with teachers, even that coaching institute that guide us for IITs, JE, uh, makes us dream about those dream packages. Even they are unaware that how that actually works,
I
unless they
here
themselves have passed through that
here's where I
phase.
disagree a little bit with you, because those people who are teaching us in this coaching institutes are already engineers. They know what is going to be taught. And the thing is that these coaching institutes are doing businesses, so obviously they're not going to show you they're not going to tell you that don't get into engineering or something like that, because this is the whole business model is surrounded of you aspiring to get into engineering colleges, right? So they will never tell you that what you're going to face once you get into these things. And you know about Balmukund sir, when we were in Fiji, he used to teach us mathematics. Once he told me that once you start getting into, once you, for example, if you compete in JEE mains or in any other competition, and you get into engineering college, after that, the things that you're going to study after getting into engineering is going to be completely different from what you're studying right now. Obviously, this is going to be that is going to be an advanced version of the things that you're studying, but the practical impact on the study that is happening right now is going to be completely different. You're not going to just solve problems. You have to be creative. You have to be like studying thoroughly everything which is there, and a lot of things is going to be different. That's where I got first insight, but I was not really ready to listen at that point, because I never understood what is going to happen once you get into engineering colleges. So that was a little bit of problem for me, like when I got into it and I started like seeing that engineering drawing is something there, the workshop is happening and you have to create tools and everything. That's the point where I got to understand that this was not the right idea to get into this course, because this is not what I came here for. I came here because I was able to solve physics, chemistry, and mathematics a little bit better than the other person, than the other people. But this was not up for me. This was not right for me.